As we work towards the 2024 presidential election, we're reminded of a time when our nation was young and the stakes were just as high. The year was 1796, and the first real test of American democracy was about to begin. The parallels between then and now are striking. It reminds us that there is nothing new under the sun. Join me as we journey back on this pivotal moment in history and see how it mirrors our own. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Zachariah Montera here with Fross and Fross Wealth Management to detail this striking story and to show you how this time might not be so different after all. But before we begin, please remember to review the applicable disclosures in the email, or if you happen to be watching on social media, please just navigate to our website at frossandfross.com and review any of the disclosures contained within. So, back to 1796. The United States witnessed a political battle that forever altered its course. This was the year that John Adams and Thomas Jefferson vied for the presidency, making the first election driven by political parties. Now, this might seem very foreign to us, not having a political party, but George Washington just departed after 2 terms, and so the stage was set for a contentious race. Washington himself warned of the dangers of political factions, foreseeing their potential to empower the cunning and ambitious. And certainly happened in this case, as the campaign quickly descended into insults. Adams, the Federalist, and Jefferson, the Democratic Republican, were attacked by each other's supporters. Accusations ranged from cowardice to aspirations of establishing a new monarchy to personal slights on character and physical appearance. Sound familiar? But behind the scenes, Alexander Hamilton's plans aimed to elevate Adams' running mate over Adams himself, but the plan backfired, leading to an electoral outcome that made Adams president and his rival, Thomas Jefferson, vice president. Could you imagine having Biden as president with Trump as vice president today? I can't even imagine what that would look like. But the animosity only intensified in the 1800 rematch, with accusations becoming even more outrageous. The election resulted in a tie, leading to the House runoff where Jefferson emerged victorious thanks in part to Hamilton's support. And this, of course, ended in the famous duel where Aaron Burr killed Alexander Hamilton and ended the first bitter rivalry and contested election in the United States. So, what does this have to do with the election that we're having this year in 2024? Well, the first thing is that it's always good to be reminded of history because of a little thing called recency bias, where we tend to only remember the things that we see the most frequently on the news or in front of us, or the easiest thing that our mind can recall in memory, which in this case might be the 2020 election and the chaos that was going around the country at that time. But that time in history was very unique, just with lockdowns and everything going on there. And while this time might not be different, it certainly feels different, and I empathize with that completely. And so, what are the implications from an investment standpoint, and what are we doing here at Frost and Frost Wealth Management? Well, the first thing I want to draw attention to is our focus when it comes to this election is looking at the potential impacts to the future tax law. Because if you might not remember, there was some tax cuts that Trump had put into place back when he was in office for his first term, and those tax law changes are set to sunset at the end of 2025. What that means, it's kind of like a menu at a restaurant where they have a spring menu and there's going to be an end date and a shift to a summer menu, and all that means that those tax changes that were put in place are going to go away and we're going to go back to the old menu. But depending on who's in office and the shakeup and eventual makeup of Congress and so forth will determine what that looks like. And so we're keenly focused on the potential tax implications of this. And I would encourage you, with this being tax season right now in April, to finish your taxes, bring it over to us, your filed return, and your advisor would be happy to input that into some of our tax software where we can help you do some tax planning, make sure that you're investing and withdrawing in the most tax efficient manner. And second, this is also just a reminder of, if you are eligible to do so, to switch over to doing qualified charitable distributions from your IRA directly. A lot of people still give to charities, and with the standard deduction getting so high, many people forgot about qualified charitable distributions because they were used to itemizing the charitable contributions they were making from their checking account. But if you send out your distribution to the charity directly from your IRA, then it is actually deducted from your overall income. And so that's another area where we can help you plan for that as well. So please get with your advisor if you have any questions on that. Bring by your tax return. We'd be happy to help you do some tax planning this year. Take care. We'll see you around. Bye.